Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start out this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, baha, sham, YAHAWAHSHI, baha, double honor to the elder apostles and the bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well, while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, which are the 144,000 men, the prophets, the servants, the brothers out there teaching on the highways and heaven, just making your body a living sacrifice. And to you sisters that are sincere, the YAHAWAH, shalom to you and your children, right? And in today's video, as you brothers and sisters can see, is going to be another video from the brother, the Hopeful Elect 3. You know, I advise if you're not subscribed to that brother to subscribe to him. Got a lot of good content and things of that nature on his channel of things that are occurring around the world and the behavior of these Babylonian American people, right? So as you can see from the title of the video, it says Ordo ab Chao, right? And we're going to look that meaning up, right, before we get into the video, because a lot of people might not know what that word means, right? But Ordo ab Chao means, right, is a Latin phrase that translates to order out of chaos, right? Often used as a model, particularly within the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, signifying the mission of bringing order, instruction from a state of disorder or confusion, right? So that's what the elder YAHAWAH always go into and talk about on his videos, how these devils come with the problem, then they come with a reaction, then they had a solution to that problem. So ultimately, this is what we see happening. And this guy, this Jake, he could be a Jake, but he looks like an Edomite, but he could be a Jake. You know, he's going to explain in this video basically how, you know, what these elites, which we know these are the elites on the left-hand side, the banking families, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all of these different elite families through the left-hand side of YAHAWAHSHI, that they're the ones ultimately, you know, trying to bring these things into fruition. And the Lord is going to allow them to, because all of this goes into biblical prophecy and it will fulfill itself out, right? So we got the definition of that Ordo ab Chao. So now we're going to get into the video. You know, this is the brother Hopeful Elect 3, you know, and we're going to watch this video. It's a quick little video, you know, about a minute long. So we're going to get into it. But before I start this video, I want to say fair use, fair use. Under the 1976 Copyright Act, I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. So with that being said, fair use, right? Right, and we see that precept right there. I'm going to read the precept the brother put, because that's a real good precept. It says, woe, right, meaning destruction, to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand, and that's what they do. These damn devils, these Edomites, man, these ruling banking families that I mentioned earlier, you know, because that's what it tells you about in Job 9:24, how the earth is given over into the hand of the wicked, man. And these are the people that are oppressing this earth, man, oppressing the earth, oppressing the people in it, especially the Lord's people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. I mean, you know, that's what they're doing, you know. And like I said, again, this goes into them being the whooping stick of YAHAWAH, baha, sham, YAHAWAHSHI on the left-hand side, man, right? The physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. That's what these people are, right? So we're going to get into the video.
At this point, the only way out is through for this administration. You can't forget that. They cannot go backwards. Their entire plan is to make things as egregious as possible. So,
right. And we just heard what he said. He said the word egregious. And I looked up that word. And I'm going to give you, brothers and sisters, the definition of it and what it means, right? That word egregious goes into, I'm going to get the meaning of it, Salakia. Bear with me. And the meaning of that word egregious that he said is something that is extremely and conspicuously bad, right? So ultimately, that's what these people is wanting to bring into fruition. You know, their unrighteous order, man, their unrighteous decrees and things that which they are passing and things of that nature to ultimately to bring in this new world order, this draconian system that they want to fulfill, which is that new world order that these elites that are, you know, ruling things on the left hand side is trying to bring forth. And we know it will happen on a short scale because this is biblical prophecy and it has to play out. So all of these things are going to happen. You know, but I just had to get the definition of that word egregious so you brothers and sisters can understand what it was he was saying. That is basically something that is extremely bad, right? Coming. And that's what's coming, man. Something extremely bad. And it's called Jacob's trouble, right? A time like never before, as it tells you in Jeremiah 30:7. And I'm going to get that. Bear with me. Go to Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. That's what's coming, man. Jacob's trouble, you know. And that's why the Lord has men set up on the highways and hedges, you know, pushing his word out through the four corners of the earth, warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also you Specklebirds who may look like these heathen nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to repent, man, and get right with the Lord, because these things will happen, man, you know. And we're going to get back into the video, but I just got to get this precept. But yeah, these things will take place, man. And it's all the Lord that's controlling it, right? Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, and it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he, right, that he being the elect, the 1/3 remnant, shall be saved out of it. Lord's will we be at that hopeful number, right? But all hell is about to break loose soon here in America, man. And it doesn't matter if it has to be forced or however it even comes into play. We just know it's going to come into play, because it does say the Lord, does say the Bible. The Lord said that everything in which it is that he has sent out will not return unto him void. So these prophecies are going to happen, man. And I'm going to get that, Isaiah 55 and 11. All right. These prophecies are going to take place, man. Just the way YAHAWAHSHI ordained them to, right? So this is Isaiah 55, verse 11. So shall my word, right, meaning these prophecies that are all written throughout the scriptures, be that goeth forth out of my mouth, out of the mouth of the men that are teaching these words, the prophets that are telling you of these things that are to come. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So that means everything in which the men of the Lord are telling you people that are coming, and these things that people are having dreams and visions of, all hell breaking loose and chaos in the streets of America, that is coming, man, right? And that's going to be the time that I read like never before that's coming, the time of Jacob's trouble. And that's about to play out soon, right? So I'm going to get back into this video, you know, and I'm going to start it over from the beginning so we can see it.
For this administration, you can't forget that they cannot go backwards. Their entire plan is to make things as egregious as possible so people start to get violent. When you back people,
right? Right. And that goes into what I got earlier, as the brother has on the video, order out of chaos, which means order out of chaos. Like I said earlier, problem. They're creating the problem, right, with these tariffs and all of these things that they're putting on these countries that's affecting this place, Babylon the Great, America the most. Then they're going to come with a reaction. They're praying for a reaction that the people, like he said, can get violent and do all of these things. And we know ultimately it's going to happen because, like I said, this is prophecy. So it's going to happen no matter if people wanted to or not. It's going to happen, right? And then they're going to come with their solution, and their solution is going to be martial law, locking down these cities and all of these different types of things, man. And that's what's coming, you know.
Corner, it's the same anywhere. People ask for basic human rights. We're not going to give you that. Actually, we're now going to attack your community, so that way you just get more and more unrestful. They want a rise out of every single one of us, so they have an excuse to dominate us with martial law. They want a rise.
Right. And he got it. That's exactly what they're going to do, you know. Not that they're trying to do, they're going to do it, because it does say the Lord, does say the Bible. So these things will happen, no matter if people don't want it to or not, you know. Going into what I read in Isaiah 55 and 11, how everything that came out of the Lord's mouth is going to be fulfilled, man. It's not going to return unto him void. It's going to happen, you know. And I'm going to go to that real quick. Bear with me about him talking about martial law, because we know throughout the scriptures it prophesies of martial law coming and taking place in these streets of America, man. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. And I'm going to start at verse 14. And it says, woe, meaning destruction, to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword, right, meaning destruction and chaos, and their destruction draweth nigh, right? And we know it's drawing nigh because guess what? Even the people, everybody sees it, man. Trust me, even the people that want to act like they don't see that all hell's about to break loose and things is getting worse in this place, America, trust me. These people see it. They just want to continue to ignore it and think if they ignore it, it won't happen or it's going to go away. But they know that bad things are coming to America. Even these people that are in the blind, they see that something is off. Right. And it says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another and swords in their hands. And that's what's going to happen. Like the guy just said in the video, you know, these things are going to take place because guess what? People are going to get so fed up with how things are being operated and ran with this current administration, like he said, and they're going to ultimately take things into their own hands. And that's ultimately what Esau Edom wants to happen, because it tells you in Revelation 6:4. I'm going to get that precept and we're going to come back to second edges. But Revelation 6:4, it tells you that the Lord have given this man, I'm going to just get the precept, right? But he has that power to take the peace from the earth, man. And that's what he's ultimately about to do. And that's what he's doing. Slowly but surely, he's bringing that into effect with these laws, these tariffs, these jobs closing down, everything that it is that he's allowing to happen in Babylon the Great, man, is making the people fed up. And that's ultimately, like I said, is going to lead to them rebelling, sedition among men, and all of these different things taking place. All right, this is Revelation 6:4 in the KJV, and it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, representing Esau Edom, the so-called white man, this devil. And power, right, from YAHAWAHSHI was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, which is Esau's blessing," right? That sword, weaponry, the power to slay and to torture, to kill, to maim, and do all of these things that this man does, right? And this is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 15, where I left off, right? And it says, "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands," meaning modern day weapons. That's what's going to come, man. Because like the guy said in the video, these people are going to get fed up of being pushed around, told what to do, and suffering from the government and these different types of people that are in rulership now, in power, these devils. And that's going to make everybody lash out, man. But like I said, if you're not of the Lord's elect, guess what? You're going to fall for the trap. So when all of these things happen, you're going to lash out too. If you're carnal, if you're not in the spirit, if the Lord is not dealing with you, you're going to give in into these things as well, man. And it's verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men," right? And that word sedition goes into, I'm going to look it up so we get a better understanding, right? That word sedition, it goes into, right? It said the conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or a monarch, right? And similar meanings to the word goes down, and it says insurrection, right? And that word insurrection means these people gonna be out here going against one another, man. Like going into what I said, the times of Jacob's trouble. It's gonna be all hell breaking loose out here on these streets of Babylon the Great. People gonna be at odds against one another, right? And they're gonna be at odds against, as it says on down, it said, invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princesses. That's going into the modern day government, right? Which is the same people he's talking about in the video that's going to bring these hard times into place. And they're trying to basically get people to wild out. And that's true to a certain extent, but we know ultimately the Lord is the one controlling everything, and he's going to allow it to heat up, right? And it says, in the course of their power, Salakia, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power, verse 17. This goes into martial law. And it said, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, because you're going to have these military troops barricading off these excesses and things of that nature. You're going to have big old checkpoints and blockades and things set up to keep people, from going in or going out of these cities, man. And the only way you probably be able to move around, guess what? You're going to have that chip, man, that RFID chip that this devil's about to make mandatory soon, right? So I'm going to read that again. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? So that sounds like martial law to me. So everything that this guy's saying in the video is correct. But hey, it's going to happen. And guess what? They're the ones, this administration is not the one in control that's making it happen. YAHAWAH is making these things happen. And let me go to a precept just to furthermore prove that. Because the Lord is creating these bad times. He's bringing this evil upon this place, America, not the elites. They're only doing the bidding of YAHAWAH on the left-hand side, but they're not in control of anything, right? This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, and it says, I form the light and create darkness, right? I make peace and create evil, meaning bad times. I, the Lord, YAHAWAH, do all these things. So that's ultimately who's bringing the chaos, who's bringing the insurrection, who's bringing the martial law, who's bringing the race wars, everything it is in which these people know is coming and are afraid of. The Lord is bringing it, man. And this is what he's going to bring judgment upon 2/3 of you people and you damn heathens, man. This is what the Lord is going to do. And he's going to allow Esau Edom to come down with that great wrath upon you. As it says in Revelation 12:12. These are the signs that we're coming into, you know. And I'm going to go into that, you know. Because that's ultimately what this man is about to do. He's about to come down with that great wrath, man. And he's starting it already. You see it happening with, you know, him persecuting the northern kingdom. Now he's just made a law to where he said you so-called Babylonians can be sent off to El Salvador as well. And you know, if he's affecting the northern kingdom, that he's about to come after the southern tribes next. He's already coming after the southern tribes on a small scale, but it's about to intensify. The Lord is going to allow this man to really show his horns. You know, and he's going to come after you so-called Negroes, Haitians, Jamaicans. He's going to, man, this man is about to come down upon you, man. If you're not right with the Lord, he's going to come down upon you with great wrath, man. And we know a lot of people are going to be thrown into these FEMA camps and these different types of concentration centers and things of that nature. And who you think could possibly be the one leading you off into these places? Going into what I read in 2nd Edge 15 and 17, the military, these military troops that are going to be in the streets, they're going to basically be the new form of police. And that's what's coming soon, man. This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So yeah, he know that his queendom that is divided against itself is coming to a naught. You know, it's coming to its end. His course that is it didn't ran is coming to the end of that. And he knows that. He knows he's losing power. He knows the Lord YAHAWAHSHI. Trust me, these elites at the top of the scale, man, these Bilderberg groups and all of these high-ranking devils, man, they know that the prophecies are fulfilling. Unlike you other people that don't believe, they know the Bible is true and they know everything in this book will fulfill. And they know that the Lord is soon about to come to take away their power, man. So they're about to come down with that great wrath, with great fury upon you jakes, man. You know, and their own people, you know. So I'm going to let this video play. We're going to listen to it maybe one more time, you know. We're going to listen to it. But yeah, all hell is breaking loose, man. It's about to happen, man. I mean, to the brothers in the spirit, we feel it. We know that this time is about to come, man, because we see World War III heating up. We seeing everything else in prophecy that's heating up. So you think all hell ain't about to break loose soon? You're crazy.
Only way out is through for this administration.
And like he said, even if they have to plan something, whether it's a false flag, an event, you know, what they got going on now. And the Apostle Rakah, he touched in on this yesterday. Well, I believe 2 days ago when he did a live lesson talking about, you know, that Carmelo Anthony situation that's going on with that little kid and how he stabbed the so-called Edomite boy in the chest, man, and killed him. And you got a lot of Edomites that are infuriated by what that Jake did to that Edomite, man. And we don't know. He could be a Jake. I mean, we don't know. But, you know, these so-called white people are infuriated and mad about that, man. So you could already see that tension is building up, was ultimately going to, you know, allow these things to come to place, man. And it tells you that in 2 Corinthians 2:11, and I'm going to get that. And it says, lest Satan, right, meaning our adversary, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, meaning his schemes, his tricks. We know the way in which it is that he's going to try to come to, you know, sow division, sow chaos, get an uproar, to get a reaction out of the people, as this guy said. We're not ignorant of that. That's why we don't get caught up in the media and all of these lies that this devil is pushing through his witchcraft, man, his enchantments over the people. But like I said, that's why you got to have YAHAWAHSHI, man. Because if the Lord ain't dealing with you, you gonna believe these lies, man. You know, it said if it was possible, he should be able to even deceive the very elect. But we know the elect cannot be plucked out of the Lord's hand. But that's just going to show you how deep this devil is about to come with his lies, man. You know, AI technology, all of these different things he got to make things appear as though it's something is not. I mean, this devil is, man. And the Lord is going to allow him to do that, like I said, because the Lord controls this devil at the end of the day, you know. So we're going to get back into this video.
Way out is through for this administration. You can't forget that. They cannot go backwards. Their entire plan is to make things as egregious as possible so people start to get violent. When you back people into a corner, it's the same anywhere. People ask for basic human rights. We're not going to give you that. Actually, we're now going to attack your community so that way you just get more and more unrestful. They want a rise out of every single one of us so they have an excuse to dominate us with martial law. They want a rise out of every single one of us so they have an excuse to dominate us with martial law. They want a rise out of every single one of us so they have an excuse to dominate us with martial law. They are trying. The only way that they cannot go back on any single thing they've said, because going back would be admitting defeat and admitting they were wrong. They would rather push through and make things as awful as possible instead of just giving people basic human decency because they want violence.
Right. And I'm going to get another precept. I mean, you just heard what he said. That was pretty much self-explanatory in itself, what he said. But we know ultimately that YAHAWAHSHI, like I said before, is controlling this evil. And he's ultimately the one that's orchestrating it, the ultimate puppet master, that's allowing these things to take place, as it tells you in Proverbs 21:1, that the king's heart, meaning his mind, is in the hands of the Lord, and he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is the one got these politicians cranking up the fumes and the fire and coming with these unrighteous decrees, placing these tariffs on people, ultimately getting people upset and furious and angry, because the Lord is the one doing these things, man, But I'm going to get this precept right here. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 3. And it says, for the vision, meaning the prophecies, right? What I just read in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, martial law, race wars, all of these things happening, civil unrest, right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, right? Meaning it looks like it's taking its time. Wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So like I said, man, these prophecies are going to happen. At the end of the day, no matter what people say, think, feel, believe, these things are going to happen, man. So, with that being said, Lord's willing, this video was edifying. To the next time, I'm going to say shalom.